Kophistry Ambit. Welcome to my channel.
Hi guys, Blue Seer here, and as you know, I was playing the Rod on this, and then we stopped because the Cult of Lamb DLC came out, and I actually wanted to jump back into this. Mainly because I'm starting to burn myself out on Cult of the Lamb. And mainly because I'm just really tired today. And I don't remember where I am in this at all, so you know, we'll just do what we can here. Chapter 5, okay. I need chapter 5. I'm not gonna remember any of the voices. Good morning, Your Highness. Would you like to play with us? You want to play with me? Yeah, come play with us. We'll have lots of fun. Well, please, just for a little while? Maybe I can. Blue, what are you doing here in front of the gates? Mother. Good morning, Your Majesty. We were just wondering if the princess wants to come play with us. No, Princess Blue does not want to play with you. But Mother, I do. Enough idle chatter. Let's go. It's almost time for your dance lessons. But... Blue, do not make me repeat myself. Yes, Mother.
Nightmare Ethan 8. Welcome to my channel.
Hi, Ethan. Hello. We're playing a dating sim instead of doing Cult of the Lamb because I'm getting a little burnt out by it. The crisp sound of an energy drink can being opened. Yummy. It's still dawn when I wake up. As much as I want to continue sleeping, I have no choice but to get up and prepare for the day. Last thing I need is an annoying lecture from the head maid. I'm gonna scoot myself over just a tad because I feel like I'm blocking some of the text with my big ol' head. I almost become accustomed to waking up this early, even if I do not enjoy it. As soon as my preparations are made, I'm going to make my way towards Angeline's room should she wake early. I'm about halfway there when I hear familiar voices. Standing far ahead of me are Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithros. Are you sure this is going to work? How are you doing, Ethan, by the way? Have a little faith in me, my friend. Friends. We are not friends. Sir Alcaster narrows his eyes and turns abruptly to look at me. Ah. Ah, Miss Blue, was it? Sir Mithros, Sir Alcaster. Have you been eavesdropping, child? He has no reason to be angry at me. If they're talking about something confidential, they should not have been openly talking in the hallway. I'm on my way to Princess Magdalene's room, sir. That is why I'm here. I quickly look at Sir Outcast, who looks like he's about to pop a vein. I can't help but feel satisfied at his reaction. In just a few steps, he's suddenly looming over me. Turned a little bit too
Dankaleo. Welcome to my channel.
Hello, welcome. We are playing Cinderella Phenomenon today because I got burnt out on Cult of Lamb. In just a few steps, he's suddenly looming over me. I've never seen Sir Outcast look so angry before. What is going on? But is now walking towards us with a scowl on his face. Sir Outcaster notices this and quickly steps back. There was just a little misunderstanding, Your Highness. Rod glances at me, his eyes narrowing. Great. I'm sure he's going to blame me for this too, even though I did nothing. Much to my surprise, Rod puts himself between me and Sir Alcaster. Are you alright, Blue? He's worried about me. I slowly nod. Rod turns his back to Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithras. If you don't have any business with Blue, I will be taking her with me. Magdalene is already waiting for her. Sir Alcaster stares at me for a few months before bowing down to Rod. Of course, Your Highness. Thank you. Rod turns to me again, expression solemn. Shall we? He walks out before waiting for my reply. I look back at Sir Alcaster and Sir Mithras one last time before chasing after them. The buffaloes spend the next few minutes walking in silence. Rod has not said a thing since my encounter with Sir Mithras and Sir Alcaster. Are you okay? What? He already asked me that before. Is he really that worried? I'm fine. I'm surprised by the look on Rod's face at my response. His expression is soft, so unlike his usual scowl. Rod here is pretty worried about you, Princess. Rod glares at Sebby, his cheeks tinge pink. Sebby chuckles. Sorry, Rod, your thoughts ring so loudly in your mind that I can't help but say them out loud. This is not the first time Sebby has told me about what Rod is thinking. Rod reaches out and pinches Sebby's face, his scowl returning. Ow. I'm sorry, okay, but next time try not to think too loudly. You said that Magdalene was waiting for me. I did not expect her to be up so early. Where is she? I lied. What? He lied to help me out of that situation. Why? Are you helping me? Because while you're here, you are my responsibility. You may loathe the role, but I will still uphold it. Besides, you don't need a reason to help someone in need. Help someone in need? I remember Parfait and Delora telling me before that being good often involves helping others who are in need. Now that I've helped you, I'll be taking my leave now. I have fencing lessons to attend. Rod starts to walk off and then stops and turns back to me. Don't get yourself into more trouble. I won't be there all the time to save you. I glared at him across my arms. I'm not some damsel in distress, Your Highness. I do not need your help. Rod snorts before turning away from me and walking away. The other day, watching Magdalene finish her etiquette lessons, I could tell the teacher was impressed with her progress. Magdalene is able to correctly name all the glasses in Calgary. She's not so slow a learner. I had come here earlier in the day to better teach Magdalene about proper dining etiquette. It turns out that my lesson was valuable. You have shown great improvement, Your Highness. I'm glad that you've been diligent with your studies. No doubt you'll be ready for the ball soon. Magdalene smiles, her cheeks turning pink. Thank you. I wouldn't have done it without the help of a friend. Magdalene glances at me briefly and smiles gently. I really owe her a lot. That is wonderful. I'm so glad you have such a dedicated friend, Your Highness. Friend? Is that really what I am to her? The princess did not have maids as friends. Royal does not mingle with commoners, especially not with servants. Mother told me that before. Magdalene does not treat me as a maid, but she cannot possibly think of me as a friend. After the teacher gives Magdalene several books to study for the next lesson, she ends the lesson and excuses herself. Magdalene approaches me and grasps my hands. Thank you so much, Blue. I wouldn't have passed without your help. All I did was repeat the things your teacher taught you. For me personally, I have to turn down the audio because the audio is all I can hear right now. But you're different. I raise an eyebrow at her. Different. I focus on my lessons. My teachers are strict and intimidating. I cave beneath the pressure. But with you, I feel more comfortable around you. It's probably because we're almost the same age, and your lessons feel more casual. So thank you. I'm very grateful to you. She looks down to the ground, shy. I bet some great fun with friends. I furrow my eyebrows at her. Why would you even want to be friends with a maid? You're supposed to be making friends with the nobles, not the servants. Magdalene frowns. I feel her deflate. She walks towards the window and sighs. I tried. They may not say anything, but I can feel them silently judging me. I wasn't born a princess, and I feel that they judge everything that I do. They think that I smile too much, that I'm not regal enough. They feel I'm too clumsy or too cheerful. Well, Magdalene definitely does not act like a noble. I cannot say that I blame the nobles for being skeptical of her. Being with them suffocates me. I do my best to act like a princess, but the way they all look at me, it's as if they're waiting for me to make a mistake. Then they'll all have an excuse to jeer at me. Every girl dreams of becoming a princess, and yet this is not my dream. I really just miss being a normal girl. I miss my freedom. I look at her thoughtful. I think I can understand what Evangeline is feeling. Just like me, she was thrown into a world she was not ready to be a part of. Right now, we have no choice but to fit in. She never wanted my title in the first place, yet accused her of stealing it. Have you told your mother how you feel? Evangeline shakes her head. No, not the king either. I don't want to think that I'm ungrateful. That's why I'm trying my best to become accustomed to all this. I cross my arms. But you're not happy. I'm not. Everyone just assumes that I'm happy because I smile a lot. She rarely opens up to anyone, yet she opened up to me. Had I been given a choice before I was cursed, I never would have listened to her. You should tell them how you feel rather than just keeping it yourself. Otherwise, the stress will continue to accumulate on your shoulders. I wish I could be more honest with them. I really do. Envy you for being able to speak your mind. She envies me. Nigel takes a deep breath and sighs. The frown fades with a sigh and is quickly replaced by a fragile smile. I'm sorry for ranting you like that. I must have bored you with my story. I used to get so annoyed with her. Now that I've seen this side of her, I suppose she's not as terrible as I first thought. Oh, I remember that mother wanted to see me after my lessons today. Allow me to escort you to the queen then. Thank you. Days pass without any real conflict. I run into Sir Alcaster again in the hallways, but his eyes pass over me as though it was something to be ignored. Delora, who had been ignoring me as much as she had been busy with other priorities, returned to the marching yesterday to discuss something important with Parfait. It's not as she had been any help since she came here. She also stays in my room while I run around doing errands for Evangeline and taking on other chores as they are handed to me. Right now I'm headed to the palace gates as I hurry to meet Evangeline. She's going out to town to meet Victoria again, and I was told to meet her here. Blue! I turn around and see Fritz walking in my direction. Ever since I told him to refer to me by my name, he has been stumbling over not using my title. I rarely see him, but when I do, we do not have much time to discuss anything. Can I help you with anything, Fritz? It's been a while. Have you managed to complete one of your good deeds? Days after I originally ran into Fritz, I managed to have a quick conversation with him regarding my curse. It's been a long time since I heard that conversation happen. Recently, I've barely seen Fritz. I have rumors that he's been reassigned somewhere outside the palace. I show my pendant and point at the piece of the second glass slipper. I managed to get one several days ago. Blue, that's wonderful. I knew that you could get one. Only 2 more and then I could break this curse. Ah, Fritz, Miss Blue. I did not think the two of you were acquainted. We both turn our heads at the same time when Mithras suddenly appears from around the corner, the usual smile on his lips. Sir Mithras. Fritz, I believe Sir Alcaster is looking for you. Right, sorry. Blue, I must take my leave now. Of course. Fritz bows to Sir Mithras before walking off, leaving me alone with Sir Mithras. Mithras does not say anything, but continues to smile at me. His staring makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable. Is there something on my face? Excuse me. I curtsy and start to walk off when Sir Mithras calls my name. Blue. Yes. I just want to thank you for your hard work and dedication to our princess. I look at him, puzzled by his sudden gratitude. Don't worry, everything will soon be remedied. Excuse me? My apologies. I did not mean to keep you. He completely ignores my question. He dips his head slightly before turning and walking away, the smile still on his face. What was that all about? Rod and Imagining are already waiting for me outside the carriage by the time I arrive at the palace gates. Rod has his arms crossed and looks at me irritable. His face is perpetually stuck in that scowl, it seems. You're late. My apologies. You're so grumpy, but you've been late many times before too, Rod. Rod just shrugs his shoulders as he turns and heads into the carriage. Imagining sighs before looking at me. Shall we? Of course. The three of us sit in silence as the carriage rolls towards the town. The knights assigned to guard duty is sitting out front with the driver, watching for any disturbances. Imagining glances forlornly out one the window, while Rod silently looks out the other as he rests his chin on the palm of his hand. I was imagining pausing and glance at Rod every now and then, looking restless. Finally, she breaks the silence. Are you so mad that I asked you to come along to visit Victoria? You could have declined the invitation, Rod. And if you would only tell me what happened between the two of you, I would do my best to remedy the situation. Rod notices me looking at him and scowls. He returns his moody gaze to the window. I have nothing to say, Em. We used to be good friends with Victoria too, Rod. But then ever since you were... Imagine stops herself, but I know that she is referring to his curse. Ugh. After that day, you've kept your distance from her. Then, when you found out about the wedding, you became even colder towards her. Even Victoria's worried about you, Rod. She worries that she might have offended you somehow. Imagining. There's a hint of warning in his tone. It's possible that Victoria is related to Rod's curse, considering the timing. Imagining opens her mouth again to say something, but suddenly stops her and turns to the window, her expression mirroring Rod's own gloom. We're silent until we arrive at the toy shop. Imagining, good to see you again, and you too. Blue, was it? I nod in acknowledgement. Victoria nods politely at the knight who stands guard at the shop door. It's just the two of you today? Imagining and I both turn and only see that Rod has indeed vanished. Imagining frowns, looking both bewildered and disappointed. He was right behind us. I will go look for him. Thank you, Blue. Just I expected, Rod is leaning against the wall of an alley just outside the toy shop. Okay, this time I stay with him. I can tell by Rod's stiff posture that anything I say to him will fall on deaf ears, so I move to stand next to him instead. I lean against the wall with him. What are you doing? Keeping me company? Rod raises an eyebrow at me. Since when have you even liked my company? Well, I'd rather be here than stay inside the toy shop and listen to Imagining Victoria talk. So you're not here to try and get me to talk. Well, it's not if you would answer any of my questions. I've tried forcing you to talk and know how ineffective it is. But I'll be here if you do want to talk. Rod eyes me suspiciously. Since when did you start listening to others? When you are the personal mate of someone who enjoys talking, you learn to listen. Imagining has been happier these past few months. I hate to admit it, but it seems to be because of you. Are you actually praising me? Rod looks away, his cheeks tinted pink. Think whatever you like. I did not know why, but for some reason I'm happy that Rod gave me a compliment. Princess Blue! Rod and I turn to the sound of the familiar voice. Waltz pauses in front of us with a bright smile. It's nice to see you again, Princess. Waltz, what are you doing here? Well, I was about to deliver a letter to the prince, but I guess that won't be necessary anymore. A letter? Is Lady Parfait asking for me? Not just you. She wants to see the princess as well. Me? It's been a while since I was last at the Marchen. Is something wrong? They need to discuss something important with the princess. Come to Marchen tonight. Tonight? We're already here, so why not now? Waltz's eyes shift to our carriage. You're here with Princess Evangeline, yes. We can't make her wait too long. What they need to discuss with you is complicated and will take some time to explain. The toy shop door opens and Evangeline stands in the doorway as she says her goodbyes to Victoria. Remember, tonight. These are Waltz's last words before he slips back into the crowd. Evangeline's visit with Victoria was briefer than I thought it would be. Now all of us are headed back to the palace. Rod has not uttered a word on her way back. I can tell that this is making Evangeline agitated. She continues to keep glancing at Rod expectantly. If you have something to say, say it. Evangeline stares at me. You obviously want to say something to Prince Rod. The only way to get your answers is to ask him directly. Rod does not turn around. It is as if he does not hear me. Jesus Christ! Why was that sentence so hard? Evangeline clasps her hands and sighs. Well, I glance at Rod, who still persistently stares out the window, his eyes focused on nothing. He's pretending not to hear us. How immature. Rod. Victoria was sad that you weren't there today. She was certain that you stayed outside to avoid seeing her. What is going on with you? I'm not in the mood to answer your question, Em. Evangeline grips the edge of her dress, her expression becoming more rigid. You've been keeping secrets from us ever since you were cursed. We don't even know why you were cursed or how to help you break it. Wait, the rest of the family doesn't know anything about the circumstances of Rod's curse. I thought that he had told them everything, but all they know is that he's cursed. We're a family. We're supposed to help each other through problems. Evangeline's hands are shaking as she gazes at her mother. The carriage stops, and as soon as the servants open the door, Evangeline quickly steps out and rushes back towards the palace. Rod watches her go quietly, though his eyebrows are furrowed and he looks guilty. I suddenly shake my head at him before running after Evangeline. Evangeline stands in the hallway, with her hands to her chest. She breathes slowly in and out as if she was on the verge of tears. When she notices me behind her, she turns away and wipes her eyes with the back of her hand. I'm sorry for storming off like that. I was just very frustrated, Rod. I said something I shouldn't have said back there. If anyone finds out about this, they won't. Your secret is safe with me. Imagine flashes me a grateful smile before looking at the sky. I'm gonna take a couple bites of my food because I'm very hungry. Yummy food! One moment Rod is running down the hallway, the next he has stopped in front of us and is trying to catch his breath. Also, I'm not turning my mic on when I sit there and eat. You are not getting ASMR from me for free. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, Rod. Right now, I would like to be alone. Of course. I'm sorry, Blue. Could you leave me for now? She doesn't even wait for my answer before walking away, leaving me alone with Rod. I made her cry, Rod. I'm fully aware of that. Why are you hiding your curse from your family? You wouldn't understand. I'm doing this to protect them. Protect them? Rod silently shakes his head. understand. Ugh. The energy drink is biting back. No! Those are the last ominous words Rod speaks before rushing off, leaving me alone in the hall. What happened to him? The hallways are silent at this time of night, and as most everyone in the palace prepares for bed, I am now on my way to our meeting place. Rod told me earlier to wait for him here. I had thought that he would make me go to the marching by myself after what transpired with Evangeline, but I was wrong. Evangeline was so upset today. I've never seen her like this before. I turned my thoughts back to the marchand and what Walt said earlier. I wonder what Parfait wants to talk about with us. I feel my heart beating erratically against my chest. Why do I feel like something bad is going to happen? I realize I've been standing in the open for a while. Perhaps I should move. People might find my standing here suspicious. I start walking and I'm surprised when I feel a hand close around my wrist and pull me into the darkness. I open my mouth, but a hand muffles my scream. Shh! Rod! Rod's gaze is icy. He speaks quietly, but I can feel the anger shimmering underneath his words. What if someone saw you just standing there? Have you even thought about how they might get suspicious? His tone is so accusatory that for a moment I cannot find my voice. But then he is right. I should have been more careful. Sorry. Rod stares at me, surprised. What? I never thought I'd hear you apologize, especially to me. Oh, well, at least I know how to apologize, unlike you. And why would I ever have a reason to apologize to you? Because you've done nothing but treat me coldly, even when I have done nothing to personally attack you. Rod scowls at me, does not say anything. Instead, he sighs and takes my hand, pulling me after him. What? Let's go before the guards see us. I have no energy to argue with Rod, so I allow him to pull me along. I'm sorry. What? He apologized to me. Don't make me repeat myself. I did not hear you clearly. If there's one thing I know about you, it's that you're not deaf. Of course I'm not. Shh, someone will hear you. I glare at Rod, but he does not respond. Princess, your hand is really warm. Rod freezes in place and glares at Sebby, who seems to be shrugging. Your thoughts are too loud, Rod. Through the dim lights, I can actually see a faint blush on Rod's cheeks. You are blushing. I'm not. He lets go of my hand and starts to walk towards the secret passage with me trailing behind him. We look around to make sure no one's in sight before we both slip inside. I follow closely behind Rod in silence. My eyes move upward to the little bunny plush hanging on his shoulder. Seppi, I've been wondering, have you ever talked with Rod's family as yourself? Rod suddenly stops and scowls over his shoulder at me. What? I'm asking Sebby, not you. No, I don't, Princess. Rod doesn't want me to talk with others since he thinks that I might say something unnecessary. So much for that, you still speak even when it is unnecessary. In the dim lighting of the tile, I think I can see a faint pink on Rod's cheeks, but probably a trick of the strange lighting. Rod is right. Sebby's blurred out his thoughts more than a number of times. You're not doing a very good job. Sebby sighs. How can you not when Rod is here thinking too loudly? It makes my head ache. You get headaches. That's not the point. The point is that when he thinks on something too long, his head becomes cloudy and really full, like it's going to explode. That's why I got to explain for him. He's not good at expressing thoughts, so I... Rod cuts Sebby off by pinching his cheeks. Ow, ow, ow! Okay, I'll stop talking now. Rod sighs and continues walking. Rod, have you spoken with Evangeline since that earlier incident? No. As much as I want to ask him again about his curse, I doubt that he will divulge anything right now. I decide to keep my thoughts to myself as we head for the marchand. We arrive at the marchand. Parfait and Delora are there to welcome us. The others, however, are nowhere in sight. It's been... God, I gotta remember. How did I do her voice? Jesus! I know it was on the softer side, but what did I do? It's been a while, Princess. Thank you for being here safely, Prince Rod. Where is everyone? They're all resting in their rooms now. It wasn't necessary that they be here for what Delora and I want to discuss with you. I'll be staying in the tavern then. I was about to head for the tavern when Delora stops him. You don't have to leave, but we're going to stay in Falvesy too, since you're staying at the palace as well. Rod looks at her curiously but asks no questions. Parfait and Delore gesture us over to the set, where we all take our seats. This is something Rod and I must know because we're in the palace. I have a bad feeling about this. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of water because I feel like it's clogging up my throat. No!
Ko-fi stream bot said, visit blue_sears ko-fi page at https://ko-fi.com/blueser?ref=Twitch.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mark. I have a bad feeling about this. Before we start, I would like to congratulate you on your first good deed, Princess. Delore told me about it, and I can see the extra piece on your necklace as well. Parfait smiles at me, her eyes filling with pride. Her faith in me rekindles the dwindling confidence I had. If only you'd seen how happy Delore was when she announced it to us. You didn't have to go into specifics, Parfait. Oh, are you embarrassed, Delora? She smiles at Delore teasingly before turning back to me. Anyway, I know you can do it, Princess. Only 2 more to go and you can break your curse. My voice is all sorts of messed up right now for this. Yeah, keep up the good work, Princess. And you too, Rod. So what is it that you want to discuss with us? I conducted a little investigation while I was with Blue in the palace and found out something important. Something important? I discovered there is a witch in the palace. A witch? In the palace? I felt a tinge of magic while I was there. It was fake, but definitely there. I don't remember feeling it before when I was there as your doll, Princess. It seems the witch is using glamour to hide himself or herself from us. A glamour is magic that only very experienced witches can cast, which means the witch we are dealing with is no ordinary witch. They have the potential to be very powerful. But what would a witch be doing in the palace in the first place? This witch could be after the king, but what? Parfait and Delore glance at each other, looking conflicted. It is Parfait who faces me first, her expression grave. I'm afraid there is some other possibility we must make you aware of, Princess. And in order for us to explain it, we must give you the truth. Oh, here we are, chapter 6. The truth. My only answer is silence. I shift my gaze to Rod, but he avoids my eyes. What is going on? Princess, it is very likely this witch in the palace is looking for you. What? I cast a glamour on you a long time ago so you could remain hidden from magical eyes. I did it to protect you, but this witch in question can see through the spell I've cast on you. It's my belief they are actively looking for you. I close my eyes and massage the temples of my head as I feel a headache coming on. Wait, you said before that witches can want to see their curses unbroken. It sounds as if they have another motive altogether. What reasons could they have for trailing me? The Terror Baron has been without a bearer for a long time, ever since the end of the war. A new bearer, however, will soon arise, and the crystal is ready to support them. Some of the witches, the wicked ones, want to make sure that the Terror Baron continues to spread darkness, even with this new bearer in charge. Okay, but what does that have to do with me? Delore crosses her arms, her expression grim. The title of the bearer is passed down from one descendant to the next. Princess, the last Terror Baron bearer was the late Queen of Anjou, your mother. I feel my blood go cold. What? As you are the Queen's daughter, you are the next heir. Come your 18th birthday, you will inherit the title of Terror Baron bearer. Mother? A witch? Impossible. Why would you spout such lies? I narrow my eyes at them, searching for some hint that they are lying to me. Delore and Parfait never turn their sad eyes away from me. Rod glanced at me briefly, but turned away, looking uncomfortable. Little dear, your mother and I used to work together to maintain balance, but then the witch hunt drove her mad and turned her heart to ice. But she never used any magic. I would have known if she was a witch. It's possible that you did in the past, but then it seems she erased all your memories of her true identity. Delore was already able to ascertain that most of your memories of her have been snatched away. Hildyr needed you to remain obedient, so that when you finally did inherit her role as the bearer, you would continue to do as she wanted. My thoughts feel as if they are spinning endlessly on an axis. The real reason I cursed you was to see if you were truly capable of goodness, Princess. Hildyr's influence clung to you even after her death, and we feared that you would continue your previous work. Then Jill might once again fall into darkness if you were not able to help the dark emotions in your heart. So then you cursed me because you were terrified of what I could do if I became the bearer as I was. My only answer is silence. I don't understand why the people hated me. It's because I'm my mother's daughter. I can't help but reach out to touch a pendant on my necklace as the feeling of dread washes over me. We know that there is goodness in you, Princess. We only want you to realize it by breaking your curse. Her face sighs, looking guilty. It was a selfish act on our part, I know. But we could not risk another great war. They believed that I would have plunged the world into a war? I turned to Rod, who was yet to speak since the conversation started. Did you know about all this? Everyone knows the story of the Terror Bear Witch and her daughter. Everyone except for me. I glanced down at my hand, suddenly feeling numb. I'm a witch. I'll become a Terror Bear's next bearer. Just the thought of it makes me sick. I think back to my childhood. I can still recall the glares that everyone gave me when I was a child. They were scared of me because I was my mother's daughter. What about the king? Did he never love me because I was the daughter of a witch? But if that is the case, if my mother was so wicked, then why did the king marry her in the first place? Hildyr threatened to kill the woman that he loved if he did not marry her. She threatened to kill Ophelia. Ophelia? So the king has loved Ophelia from the very beginning. I clenched my hands in a tight fist. If my mother died, he was able to reunite with his true love. And since then, he's treated Evangeline Rob better than he ever treated me, even though I'm his daughter by blood. I wanted to feel angry about this revelation, but instead I feel a dreary emptiness inside of me. A heavy feeling begins to settle my chest, suffocating my heart. He never really loved me. Blue? Rod's voice snaps me out of my thoughts. That is when I realize that a stray tear has made it down my cheek. I quickly wiped it away with the back of my hand, angry at myself for showing weakness in front of them. You must be happy to see me like this. What? Mother was made queen, and you and your sister became royals overnight. It's like something out of a fairy tale, isn't it? You thought you had a perfect life until I came back into it. I never asked for this to happen, I just wanted to. Rod suddenly moves his hand to Sebby's mouth, muffling what other words the plush was going to say for him. What does he want to say, Rod? It's nothing. I can assure you, however, the power that comes with the crown has always been irrelevant to my family and I. So stop assuming that everyone around you is after your title or your riches. Did your time with my sister not teach you anything? About to angrily retort when it suddenly stopped, my heart sinking. I already recognized that Evangeline is more complex than I thought she was, and she's also told me that she never wanted to be a princess. My mother wouldn't have married the king if my father was still here. Dora looks between the two of us and sighs. And here I thought your relationship had been improved. Now it seems like it's back to square one. I crossed my arms and turned away, annoyed. Do you have anything else to add, Parfait? If not, I would like to return to the palace. Princess, stay vigilant. Be careful about who you trust. Trust? How do you know whom I trust? What makes you think I even trust you? The anger that I was expecting earlier suddenly rises to the surface. For all I know, Parfait and Delore could be feeding me lies, playing with me the way Delore did when she first cursed me. I don't expect you to believe what we've told you. Perhaps it was not yet the right time to reveal everything. But please, you need to be careful. I stand up and look at them, my arms not hanging limply at my sides. How am I meant to trust anyone? Why have you been lying to me this entire time? Blue. If you don't believe us, then try asking the king who Hildyr truly is. I never even thought about asking the king about Mother. Rod, you should watch your back too. It's possible this witch in question would be plotting something against the royal family as well. They have been in the palace for a long time, after all. She looks at me and then at Rod, her expression somber. I won't be able to stay with you anymore. I had to pick up and leave a few days ago because I was certain you caught a trace of my magic. He probably already has. I understand. Anyway, Blue's right to return to the palace now, so we notice your absence if you're gone much longer. Let us know if you notice anything unusual. I will. We'll see you again soon, Princess. Remember. Sorry. Remember. Stay vigilant. Rod and I leave the marchand in silence. Here in the secret tunnels, we are suffocating under even more silence, but still neither of us makes an effort to speak. I'm still stuck inside my own mind, sifting through my troubled thoughts. I cannot reconcile the fact that the wicked witch who led the witches during the war was my mother. I did not even realize how many people hated my mother until after she had passed, and they spoke about how cruel a queen she was. And I've understood why, since she has always been the perfect person in my eyes. Ooh, reading. I never connected with my mother. I never connected my mother with the terror bear. What Prophet Angela just told me makes sense. Was I living a lie all those years? Why had my mother crafted so I remained cold and bitter even after she passed away? Until Prophet said I meant to inherit the power to tear bear from my mother. I did not want that burden. I almost bumped into Rod's back when he suddenly stopped talking. He turns around and looks at me with a serious expression. I can help but feel judgment beneath the weight of that gaze. If you're going to tell me you never wanted me as a part of because my mother was a witch, then I wasn't going to say that. What? I won't lie. The first time I saw you, I thought you were like your mother. You were cold, harsh, and selfish. I never wanted to have anything to do with you. That was why I was so against this partnership, but you've changed. Rod's expression softens. As you and Emma have grown closer, I've seen that you're not like your mother. She speaks fondly of you, and I can tell she really enjoys your company. That's why, even if I do not have plans to break my curse, I will still do what I can to help you break yours. It's the least I could do as your partner. I stare at Rod in shock. This is the first time he's ever been so nice to me. Why are you staring at me like that? I'm only doing this because you're important to my sister. Rod turns away, his face beat red. Liar. Rod reaches up to pinch Sebby's face. Ow! Alright. Next thing to do. Alright. If the page will load. Come on. Compliment. Who would have thought you were capable? Who would have thought you were... Man. Oh no, I did it again. Who would have thought that you were actually capable of being nice? What? What was that? Was that supposed to be a compliment? Yes, you were always so grumpy. I don't even think I've seen a genuine smile on your face before. I could say the same for you. Birds of a feather flock together then. Rod stares at me dumbfounded. I cannot help but smile a little at his expression. Do you really dislike the fact that we are so similar? Rod is still staring at me wide-eyed. You just smiled. I did not. Rod thinks your smile is pretty. I do not. You two really are the same. I take a deep breath to calm the erratic beating of my heart. Anyway, I still want to help you with your curse, Rod. Why do you refuse to break it? Rod stares down his face, expression melancholy. Because I cannot. Rod stops and shakes his head. He says nothing else, and I do not probe him anymore, especially now after seeing the distant look on his face. We walk through the corridor and back to our rooms. After we say our goodbyes, I wonder what Rod was going to say. Mother, look! Eleanor got me this gift. Eleanor? She's my maid and my friend. Princesses don't make friends with their servants. But she's really nice. She even taught me how to braid my hair like... Those servants are only nice to you because you are the princess. They only pretend to be your friends, so they can have power over you. But Eleanor would never... What reason do I have to lie to you? And have I ever lied to you, little one? You have never lied to me. That is correct. Tomorrow I will remedy the situation. I will hire a new maid. You're not to befriend this one, no matter what she says. But, Mother... Are you arguing with me, Blue? No, I am sorry, Mother. It's been days since Parfait and Delore revealed my mother's true identity, and the inevitable responsibility I am to have on my shoulders once I turn 18. I've been trying to ask the king about mother, but he's even busier these days than he was before. It's impossible to find a single moment in the day to speak with him. The fact that I'm a maid makes it even harder to garner his attention. When I'm not on break, I continue to do my duty serving Evangeline. Right now, I'm accompanying her as she practices her walking posture. Ophelia's been helping her, pointing out any mistakes she finds. I know how hard this is, dear. I had to go through this training as well before I married the king. Evangeline allows her shoulders to slouch as she lets out an exasperated sigh. I've always hated these lessons. I had thought my posture was fine. It's supposed to refine it, and yet all these lessons I've been doing is hurting my back. Oh, Evangeline, you'll get the hang of this. You just need to keep practicing. But Mother, I've had this same lesson before. Why must I do it again? Because you slouch when you walk, and it's unbecoming of a princess. Evangeline scowls at her mother, and Ophelia's frown falls away as she bursts into laughter. Mother, you're not helping. The atmosphere in the room is far from heavy as Evangeline and Mother continue to conduct their lessons. It's almost the exact opposite of lessons I have with Mother. Mother always got angry when making the smallest mistakes. I know this is hard, but as a calm princess, all eyes will be on you during the ball. The people there will judge you. The people there will judge any small mistake you make, which is why you need to be on top form on that night. I know. Ophelia claps her hands. Alright, now to start again. Evangeline groans when we're heading to the far wall straight in the back. She takes a deep breath, puts a book on her hand, and begins walking there. The book falls her head on the third step. She sighs and looks back and starts the process again. These footsteps break Evangeline into concentration by speaking. We stand idly by and watch as she tries time and time again. In surprise when Ophelia leans towards me and begins to whisper. I've been meaning to say this before. I'm grateful that you are friends with my daughter. I look at Ophelia, smiling her face with surprise. You felt great to be a friend. You're not against princess making friends with her servants. Why would I be? I actually wish more of the staff would be so tight, since I would love for Evangeline being good terms with people who serve her. Besides, social status is never an obstacle to friendship. Ophelia shifts her gaze back to Evangeline, who's not looking at the book though she was getting fallen from her head. No matter your occupation or status, a friend is always a friend. You've given Evangeline the courage she needs to face the many challenges she has ahead of her. In a way, you're like family since you're always around us. Like family. Come what may, both family and friends are there for you and will accept you for who you are. Even before I was cursed, Evangeline was always trying to be my friend. I mean, she knew all along who my mother was and still wanted to be my friend. The thought makes me remember what Parfait told me about Mother threatening to kill Ophelia if the king did not marry her. I turned to Ophelia, curious. Your Majesty, may I ask what you know about the late Queen's War? Ophelia looks at me quizzically, so I quickly added a thoughtless lie. I was not in Nigeria, and I've only heard stories. I just thought it was so hard to believe, what with how peaceful things are in the palace right now. The kingdom was a dark place back then. People lived in fear under her rule. The king had no real power over Nigeria. The witches had free reign over the kingdom. They cast the fairy tale curse incessantly and not a whim. We barely left our houses in fear of becoming cursed. Mother's reign was that terrible. The king still blames himself for the darkness that befell Nigeria during that time. This is why he works day in and day out to stabilize the country and to put smiles on everyone's faces. I remember long ago how he told me one of the reasons he would always continue to work hard for his kingdom was because he wanted to make a brighter tomorrow for his children. Ophelia looked confused for a few moments, then brushed off the awkwardness with a small chuckle. He helps the family in his own way. It's possible he said that with me in mind, and Ophelia slip up. Then, maybe he was always referring to Evangeline and Rod. The kingdom's come a long way since then, hasn't it? There's still witches here and there. Well, some don't bother others. Pray that the peace we are experiencing right now will last. I see. Thank you for telling me. It's a bit of a jury topic, but I'm happy to have helped. If you need anything else, please don't hesitate to call on me. I know it may not be traditional protocol for a queen, but then I do not consider myself a typical queen. I try my best to listen to everyone here, regardless of what their title or name might be. I can only nod at her in response. Princess or maid, the way Ophelia has treated me has never changed. because of who I am. I never saw it before. It was always so distant from everyone. Now I see that Ophelia treats everyone here with kindness, regardless of social status. I was always frustrated by the servants when they compared Ophelia to Mother, saying she was superior. But now, I think I understand why they would make such comparisons. Imagining dismisses me after my lessons. I'm getting ahead immediately back to my room. I just turned a corner when I noticed Sir Outcaster standing before me, scowling. Watch where you're going, child. I quickly avert my gaze, not wanting confrontation. He always looks at me so strangely, almost like he'd see into my mind, or is trying to. My apologies, Sir Outcaster. Sir Outcaster nods his head at me stiffly before walking off. Your pardon, princess. I turn to stare after him, but he's already turned the corner. My blood becomes cold. Was that just a slip of the tongue? But how else would he know that I'm a princess? It's possible that he's cursed. No, some of that does not seem right. If it does not have the fairy tale curse, could he be the witch that Delora warned me about? What reason would he have for unveiling his identity then, unless he just wants to intimidate me further? It occurs to me that Fritz still remembers who I am. Did he tell his father about me? Now I'm even more confused about whom I should trust. Blue. I jump when I hear Rod call me. The expression slowly creases to something that looks like worry. You're pale. Did something happen? Would he believe me if I told him? And then I gotta... Next option! If he'll let me... Okay, so we gotta tell him... Sir Outcaster knows I'm the princess. Do you think he's the witch Laura was talking about? I whisper the words to him. He responds by raising his eyebrows, looking surprised. What makes you say that? This isn't just because of the standoffish way he acts, is it? You don't believe me. Rod sighs. I never said that I didn't. It's just that we can't just blindly accuse anyone without any reproof. Rod stares at me for a few moments, then closes his eyes, his eyebrows slightly furrowed with thought. Sir Fitzgerald also remembers who you are. I didn't want to be suspicious of Fritz, but don't think blindly trusting him would be right either, given these circumstances. You need to stay vigilant around him. If anything happens, you can come talk to me about it. You're worried about me. Rod averts his gaze from me. Of course I am. Wow, you're actually being honest. What? Rod glares at Sebby before pinching his cheek. Anyway, I must leave now. I have a dance to practice for. Dance? We already know how to dance. What do you have left to practice? Rod does not answer, only walks away. I decide to follow after him. Why did you follow me? I shrug. I wanted to see you practice. To be honest, I wanted to see him dance. I already know that Evangeline is very clumsy when it comes to dancing, but outside of the one practice of Evangeline, I've never seen Rod dance. Evangeline always gloats on his behalf, but I've yet to witness Rod's supposed talent with my own eyes. Our dance together was so short, I barely had any time to judge him. I did not practice with an audience. Why? It is my preference. Rod is easily embarrassed. Rod groans and pinches one of Sebby's cheeks, glowering. Sorry. Rod reluctantly releases the bunny with a sigh. As you've been talking more lately, Sebby. Oh, that's because Rod here has been saying things that contradict what he thinks or feels. Sebby makes a sound of defeat as Rod once again pinches one of his cheeks. Rod stares at me with wide eyes and I stare back, beginning to panic. What is wrong? He smiled again. I put a hand in my mouth, flushing. I was smiling again. I never even noticed. It's a pretty smile, princess. Right, Rod? Rod quickly turns away, cheeks slightly pink. I need to practice now, so I would appreciate you leaving. You didn't even command me to leave. What a surprise. Imagine said you were a really good dancer. I want to see it with my own eyes. Why, so you can judge me? And then I gotta... I'm sure I'm a better dancer. The scowl on Rod's face deepens. I almost smirk. Maybe he is reluctant to show me. Rod is also full of pride. He's more likely to show me if I pose a challenge. He didn't even answer the question. And are you underestimating my dancing? The others may have forgotten, but you still remember, do you not? I am a princess that was taught by the kingdom's best instructor. I say the words with pride and notice Rod's lips twitch in response. It actually makes me feel accomplished to get under Rod's skin when he's usually the one getting under mine. Having the best instructor does not automatically make you the best dancer. I'm pretty confident with my own skills. Say what you want, but I'll refuse to believe you without any proof. I'll still say that I'm a better dancer than you are. Rod steps forward and pulls me suddenly in his arms, taking me by surprise. He looks at me clearly determined. Fine then. You'll have your proof. I'll make you swallow those words with this dance. We shall see. Rod starts leading the dance. He glides us into the imaginary rhythm of a waltz. Even without the music, I'm able to count the steps in my head as I follow his lead. This is different from that short dance we showed Evangeline. Rod's movements are graceful. His touch gentle as leads me to an underarm twirl. When I come to face him once again and notice the gentle way he stares at me, the usual hardness of expression is gone, melted into something relaxed. I find myself staring back at him, looking into his eyes. Perhaps Rod does have some gentleness to him. Our gaze does not break as he twirls me. You have beautiful eyes. Rod's eyes widen as soon as mine do. He abruptly lets go of my hands and steps back. I can stare at him, my face warm. It wasn't me this time. That was more than just a thought, I swear. Rod says nothing, though his cheeks continue to darken with embarrassment. Oh my. Rod and I turn to look at Evangeline, who's hovering by the door. Excuse me. Rod quickly walks through the doorway and up into the hallway, leaving Evangeline and I alone in the room. What just happened? That was a wonderful dance, Blue. You were watching. I only just saw the last few minutes, but you know, the two of you really did look like a couple. It was sweet. A couple. Oh, you're blushing. I put a hand on my cheek and turn away with a scowl. I'm not. Besides, whatever just happened was embarrassing. Do you like Rod? I stare at her. I do not. Also, you're forgetting that I'm a maid who cannot be with a prince even if I wanted to. He's grumpy and cold. Even though we are not blood related, he's still my stepbrother. Fully imagining realize how crazy her words were in the light of the truth. Imagine sounded like starry eyes as she giggled at me. Love knows no boundaries, dear Blue. Besides, he seems to like you. Your brother hates me. Rod can be a contradiction sometimes. Sometimes he says the opposite of what he feels. It's only when you get to know him, as well as I do, that you realize what his truths are. I can't help but think of Sebi, who always speaks Rod's thoughts aloud when they are contradictory. He was always so mean to Victoria when we were young. He would always bully her for being a crybaby, even though he cried for her more often. But then I realized he treated her more special than he did anyone else. Back then I knew that he liked her. I thought that one day the two of them might even grow to love each other, but... Imagine that's all alongside she directs her attention out the window. His attitude towards her has changed ever since he was cursed, and they grew even more distant when Victoria found a lover. Is that the reason why you have been going to the toy shop with Prince Rod, because you want to bring them back together? Evangeline nods. The three of us were best friends, the three musketeers. It's not the same without Rod. I keep on asking him what's wrong, but he refuses to tell me. He's always been stubborn, but it's not like him to keep secrets. It's really frustrating because I have no idea what I should do to help him. I thought he was just being stubborn with me. Apparently the amount of prodding even from his own family make him budge. Why is he being so difficult? Hope you do not mind me asking. What do you know about his curse? Evangeline stares at me for a few moments before nodding. My friend Blue, I know that I can confide in you. I know that sometimes I'm not trust enough, but I think Evangeline is still far too trusting. We only know that he has the mermaid's curse. I've read the story so many times. Hoping that I can figure out something to break his curse. I think back and realize that I actually read the beginning of The Little Mermaid a long time ago, but did not have the chance to finish it because I was caught by Mother. The Little Mermaid is about a mermaid who trades her voice for legs, right? Yes, she does it so she can be with her prince. Rod's voice was taken away. I was sure that he was given something in exchange. I've heard that curses are derived from original tales, but they are twisted somewhat to fit the format of curse. I nodded slowly, thoughtful. I have a strong feeling that Rod's curse related to Victoria, but I cannot draw out the connection. But still, Victoria might be the key to understanding his curse. If Rod will not divulge anything, the next best chance we have of understanding his curse might be going through Victoria. And we're we're ending it there. We're ending it there. We hit this, at least, yeah, because we did chapter 5 and we did chapter 6. So then we'll do 7, 8, and 9 in the next video. So we're gonna do that.
Ko-fi stream bot said, visit blue_seers KO-Fi page at https://ko-fi.com/blueser?Twitch.
Thanks, Mark. Thank you so much for sitting there and supporting me in these difficult times. Anyway, so if you like my videos, you can sit there and catch them on my Twitch, which I usually stream around 6:30 to about 8-ish if I can help it, unless, you know, I cut it off shorter or longer depending on the game. And that is at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. EST, so you can catch me then. You can catch me over on my YouTube for previous videos that I've done at BlueSeerBoi. It's spelled BlueSeerboi. Go check me out there. I plan to try and complete Anne within the next couple of days. I'm actually going to get right back into Cinderella Phenomenon as well and try and space out with Cult of Lamb so I don't get as burnt out as I was just sitting there just continuously playing it for like a crazy amount of time. I'm going to try after Anne to throw in other little games I have in my little collection. And as I said, if I hit 100 followers either on YouTube or Twitch, I plan to either do a fursuiting vlog where I sit there and wander around in fursuit, possibly with a friend, would be really cool. And then, or I'm planning to do a 12-hour VR chat stream where I play this one specific horror game that I'm really excited about, that I loved playing. I found it and it's amazing and it's great. And I plan to play a couple other games before that because it's been said like that same creators made other videos I should check out first before getting into this one, but expect those as well. But yeah, I'm gonna try basically going back to variety instead of it having Cult of the Lamb have me in a chokehold. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me and I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!